Hello everyone and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. You see an artifact, that means artifact time, and artifact time means accessory time. And today we're going to review a very one-of-a-kind accessory. So today we're going to review the Gamegenic Game Castle, which is actually a very cool name. And I kind of see, like, you will see in a second why I think the name is actually kind of cool and like it fits perfectly. But this is a somewhat expensive product that, well, somewhat, again, it depends on everything. You will see at the end when we do the value comparison, but that is kind of, you know, those videos and those posts on Reddit that is like, oh, this is how I carry my commander decks and whatnot. And it's like just a thing from Stanley or something similar to this. And people will be like, oh yeah, I use something to carry my tokens and my things and whatnot, right? Like, and that's okay. So I guess someone at Gamegenic was like, we can make that. We can make a Stanley case, but like for Magic and just go berserk at it. So here we are. Now, as you can see, it has two sides to safely store accessories and cards, which it's very apparent in here. So you have the cards in one side, 6 removable card holders, and 19 removable trays in 5 different sizes, which is actually very cool. And you get a detachable shoulder strap included, which, no joke, good value. The box itself has a handle, which appreciated because, believe it or not, this thing is kind of heavy. Too heavy, maybe. Now, as usual, this is a Gamegenic product. They don't sponsor this channel yet, so Gamegenic, let me know if you want to do a sponsorship. Wink, wink. But also, you're welcome for the ASMR section. But in terms of Gamegenic, always does these things on the side that I find a mix of truth and funny. So let's see. All-in-one compact and sturdy storage case for cards and gaming accessories. Okay, that checks. Easily transportable, with detachable, adjustable shoulder strap and integrated handle for effortless carrying, I guess. Ideal for cards, tokens, dice, movement, range tools, okay, and many other gaming accessories. Cool. Double-sided case, which is kind of repeating, but okay. Can be opened from both sides for separate access to tokens and cards. Card side, it has 6 removable card holders for up to 6 commander, asterisk, desk, double-sleeved in extra thick inner sleeves, which no one uses this, but it's good that they already thought about double sleeved. I mean, they work with a professor. They know that double sleeve is the way. Or 600 double sleeve cards with extra thick inner sleeve. And which is the same because six commander decks is 600 cards. So this is kind of, you know, this is just inflating the metrics. Or 800 board game sleeved cards, which, sure, this is good for people that play normal board games and they don't do Magic like us, the crazy ones. Accessory side, 19 removable tray with 5 different sizes, 12 small trays, 2 mini American size tray, 2 double trays, 2 standard card size tray, and 1 extra long tray, approximately 30 centimeters. So this counts as extra long, ladies, just so you know. Gamegenic sets. So mini American size and a standard card size tray can each hold 40 single sleeve and 75 unsleeved cards. We're going to check that in a second. Perfect for a vast variety of card games. And then they go Magic the Gathering, Commander, which, you know, it's the same. But it's funny because a lot of people are like, they just play Commander. So I guess it's fair. Star Wars Unlimited, Flesh and Blood, Disney Arcana, Pokemon, and many more. I love that I put Pokemon at the end because they're like, yeah, no one plays with Pokemon. They just carry graded sleeves. And graded slates. And YuGiOh is not mentioned, which makes sense because the cards will be dancing a lot. Ideal for many different board and tabletop games, so Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Shatterpoint, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Warhammer 40k, basically everything that fits your things. Modular design, trace from the Gamegenic token silo, which we did a review about that here in the corner. You can click it, or it's down below in the description. So it's good that you can reuse them. For multiple color and size combinations, innovative clip mechanism ensures precise and secure enclosure. Sure. Durable shock-resistant material, acid-free, no PVC. Which, okay. Then on the back, you have the same that I just read, but in every language. You also have the a little bit of a diagram of like, you have 2 sides. On one side, commander decks. On one side, accessories, including the extra long tray, 30 centimeters. And, same thing, but like a lot better illustrated. And on the other side is kind of the diagram of this. Now, this comes in two colors, the cool one, which is the one I have, and then one that I think is black and gray, or just black. I don't remember, but it's basically black. So if you want that, because you have no personality, sure, pick that one. But both color combinations are cool, in my humble opinion. Now, this is one of those things that is like, come on, Gamegenic. It's like, we put the card symbol on one side and we put the die symbol on the other, so you can easily distinguish. It's like, I could anyway. Like, whatever. And then the strap and whatnot. So let's dive right into it. It's a very heavy and somewhat expensive suitcase that actually feels a need in the market, in my opinion, because a lot of us are just using a Stanley cases, which not all countries have access to it. Like the one that fits Commander decks perfectly, I think is US only, because I haven't been able to like see it in Europe, or maybe it's just me that I am unlucky, simply unlucky. I miss that guy. So as you can see, it looks like a Barbie house, which I love. So let's see. Okay, this thing has a lot of personality. I like it. Now, the fact that it's called the castle, I like it a little bit, because, well, it's strong, and you can see it's kind of like a castle. So let me pull the camera a little bit up. So this way you have a better bird's eye of things. So the reason why they identify the sides is because, well, it's opaque. If it was transparent, I guess that's cool. It's good that it's opaque and you can't really see what's inside, because it can spoil surprises and it can make you a target. Although, well, if you're carrying this, you're already a target, my friend. Sorry to spoil you. This thing on the back, on the bottom, as a base / support, is pretty cool. It just makes the box stronger, and it works together with the hinges. So that's a good design right there. And some grip on the sides, and some rubbers on the side. I can see, yeah, it's like a rubber. So this is, I don't know, I guess if you put it like this, maybe, but it's only rubber like on one side. So I guess this is to avoid collisions with things or whatnot. Let's start with the important side, the card side, right? So you open it like this, go like this, and this is how it looks. Simple, yet effective. And I have to say, I just saw pictures of this right before purchasing it. I'm very happy with the design. It's simple, but it gets the job done. I will show you why in a second, compared to my usual carrying backpack. So these are the handles for the strap. This is the strap. Says Gamegenic. And it's actually another good detail that they put this padding here, this reinforcement, because they could just do like a strap and that's it. So you don't have how to connect this. That's where these pieces come in. In case you have doubts, I assume these are the instructions. And yes, as you can see, the boxes get out. We're going to put them through some suffering in a second. So a quick instruction manual. For example, I don't feel the need of having like the strap attached to it, but I could see why some people would like to have that strap. So yes, you need a screwdriver, and those are the pieces. That's how it works. So the rubber pieces that I was like, I don't know what the thing is for. So now they shut my mouth. So you are supposed to remove them and replace them with the how do you call this thing? With the latches, the things for the strap, right? And you screw it up and you put it in, and that's it. Maybe we can do it in this video, but if we do it in this video, maybe I will show you the after the fact. It doesn't seem too complicated to assemble. To be honest, I myself particularly, I'm not interested in this feature, not interested in that feature. I can see the value of it. So if someone is like, oh, but it comes with a strap and I can carry it over, I more power to you. I see why. So how it will work will basically be like this, right? So you remove this, it comes fairly easily, and then this pretty bag here. Pretty bag, it's a transparent bag, you know, it is what it is. The things that one does for love. I will normally never open this unless I strictly need it, but do it for the content, baby. So you have two screws, two bigger screws, Ebenezer screws, and you have the two plastic pieces, right? So if you're gonna follow the instructions, which I guess I need to do anyway. So you are supposed to, okay, you're supposed to grab this one, with the border up, so this way, right? So this goes up, so that this part, I mean, there is no way to do this wrong. Like, it doesn't fit the other way around. So you put this thing here, and again, it's not a bad design, I have to say. Then you, which is kind of a constant when it comes to Gamegenic, except for those sliding sleeve cases thing. Those things were horrible. Like, the review is there. That's like a reminder that, like, you know, nothing is perfect in life. So then you're supposed to put this in there, and this will just rail in, I'm assuming, like this. Yes. So if I put this thing, I do this, there you go. Right? So it doesn't move already. So if you want to, you know, play hard in life, I guess you kind of, you know, that's it. It doesn't have any, you need to add some screws or anything. That's how it is. The screws are actually for you to put the strap in. So again, I'm going to do it because it is what it is. But basically, you're supposed to do this, right? And do this. So you come here, get over here. You do this. You pick, yeah, I guess this side can work. And you just, it looks like extra assembly required, and a little bit, but I prefer that they do it this way and it's modular. See, and then you do this, and then, oops, I'm such an idiot. So you do that, and then you screw this one on there, and that's it. In terms of removal, this is supposed to be easy to remove, but not that easy. Well, I guess you're gonna need need that screwdriver, even if only to remove the thing. Well, or actually, maybe you can push it from the other side. Let me see. Oof, I am playing hard. Well, actually, yeah, you can kind of push it from the other side, but not. Uh-oh. Or SpaghettiOs. Nope. Well, a tragedy is about to unfold. Let me close this. Let me close this again, just to have a better view. Well, a tragedy unfolded anyways. So, as you can see, boxes are very modular. I will do a stress test in a second. Now I just want to test how easy it is to remove this. Funny enough, the instructions don't say how easy it is to remove it. Let me get a screwdriver. Cha-chang. So technically, okay, it's a lot easier. I'm just a drama queen. Okay, so as long as you get something to hook it in, it's easier. Funny enough, it's easier than just pushing, apparently. But yeah, so not that difficult to remove. To be honest, I also don't expect you to be like, put it in, removing it, put it in, removing it. Like, I don't think it's that type of idea, but it is modular to support that. So you just go back, put your little bit of rubber here, and there you go. So again, it's a very, very strong type of plastic, I have to say. Here you can put your tokens, for example, or even actually, let me get some decks. These boxes are flexible enough, but they are not gonna break. It's the best type of plastic. It's fantastic. So see, like, flexible, but it's not gonna break. Is very hard, as you can see. And it has the Gamegenic symbol here on the bottom, which is cool. Now, it's not because I simp the brand, but it's just I like when they have those extra details. So now let's see in terms of commander decks. If you have your commander decks in a Ultimate Guard Boulder, which in case you didn't know, it was designed by the same person that then went on to create Gamegenic. Apparently, I may be wrong, but that's the story that was told in the professor's channel. So you can do weird experiments like this. You could try and just put 6 boulders in here if that's your thing, I guess, but they will dance. So, this is made. I normally praise Gamegenic for being very flexible when it comes to like, oh, you can do it this way, or you can use this, and they don't exclusively limit you to products from their own brand. However, in this case, I understand that if you put like 6, they will be more or less cushioned together, but they will still dance. So I would not recommend doing this Rambo move. The best thing to do is to do as it is recommended, which is either do it like this, which is not very cool looking, but it is what it is, or do it like this, right? Which is the better looking way. Now, these are 100 double-sleeved cards. So this is exactly what you're supposed to have. And as you can see, is not exactly there. And these cards are played, right? There is no air in between these cards. So my commander, the 10th Doctor, great deck, by the way, kind of slides a little bit, right? So, well, actually, technically this deck is 101 cards, so because of the 2 commanders. So I guess that if you do this way, but still, right? Like if you do this, because my thing is, this is supposed to go here, and this can happen. Right? It's not gonna happen because when you do this, your deck is there. Obviously, you want all cards, all boxes to be there. Otherwise, this happens, and that's not very good because this thing dances. But if you put everything here, I could put 6 commander decks in here, but that will be pointless. You get the idea. Like it fits a perfectly double-sleeved deck. This is double-sleeved with Dragon Shield inners and outers. Well, actually, no, because this was after I figured out that the Dragon Shield inners were to double sleeve because they didn't fit in boulders or anything because they were so thick. So this is with KMC inners and Dragon Shield outers. Dragon Shield dual matte, right? So it's not the thickest of things, which is fun because they say extra thick inner sleeves. I don't know about that, Chief. This is double sleeved with KMC inners, which are not extra thick. So this happens. So, and this is because I'm assuming that you want to see your commanders facing up. Otherwise, just put them on the side and that's it. So I guess that someone will tell like, oh, well, actually, you're supposed to have them facing on the side. Like here, see, they are supposed to be on the side. And that, I guess, I get it. But yeah, and here is like 50 and 50, so that's, you can have like another commander deck divided in 2. But I digress. Even if you put it like this, which to be honest will be my go-to because that way you open it and you see your commanders, but whatever, and then you shake the hell out of this, which is like, this is the poor man's version of the shake test from the prof. Now this thing is already heavy, by the way. If you put 6 commander decks in there, it will be more heavy. See, the card didn't dance that much, so it's not gonna ruin your life or anything. Now, it's true that, as I said at the beginning, it's better to put it vertically because otherwise you need to remove your deck like this, and that's not optimal. But if you just, again, Dragon Shield sleeves, KMC inners, put your stuff in there. You have some wiggle room, which in my book is great because that means that you can put the deck tokens in here, which is great actually, and everything fits in here. And yes, as they said, you can fit 50 and 50 here. So if you want to put all your tokens, or you want to put another commander deck but divided in 2, it fits. And as you saw, there is not much of a shake test because this thing doesn't move. It doesn't give in. So that's very good. Overall, they dance a little bit to the sides, but a lot less than the boulder will be. So, just you have everything you need in here. So there's no need for you to like, oh, I will put a boulder. It's like, why? Just put it in here. You carry it over like this. You can have another deck like 50-50 or just have your tokens or whatever. Out of OCD, I will put my tokens here mostly, but I understand like, okay, you have 6 decks and then 50 and 50. That works. Then you close it and it doesn't dance. And since, it's having a latch closing there, you can do all the shaking you want. This thing is not going to open by any means because, again, look at the latches here. Like this thing is closing, right? So it's not magnets, it's real closing, right? So now for the other side, the beautiful side. So yeah, as they said in the box, you can mix and match this with the token silo because it's the same product. This it is what it is. You can 3D print your own inserts for this, so it is what it is. As you can imagine, everything fits in here. A commander die is kind of the risky move in here because how do I illustrate this for you? Let me do it with the progressive knife. So see, like the die is higher than the silo, right? So than the compartments. So you can add a bunch of shit to this, but D20s are complicated because they are more or less the same size. Now, if you are like me, you will put in this too. You will put your tokens, and that frees the other half to the other side to put like a commander deck divided in two. But you can put here your tokens and some counters. Basically, this is for counters and whatnot, and for normal D20s, because oversized D20s from bundles, they just. I mean, it's not like they're going to break this thing, but you can feel it. You can feel it, stretching the thing. I don't know if you can see from that perspective, but if you do this, you can feel the die in here. The die is dying. You can feel it, which is, it's not ideal, but there is some wiggle room on this side, right? If you see it, there is some wiggle room on this side. So I guess it's not the worst. Now, will it become apparent if I fill this with die? Well, with dice. One of the words that makes me the most confusion. So IKEA, always very helpful, and a lot of D20s and whatnot. So these ones obviously fit perfectly. The oversized ones, not so much, right? So again, in terms of size and mix and match, you can do whatever you want in here. This is kind of made for this. And also, to be honest, I am being kind of a jackass with this because I'm like, it doesn't fit oversized D20s. See, like if you put more, you can see that one maybe, but see this? Like I'm trying to get the angle. See this? That's because of all the D20 here. So it's not really fit for you to put an oversized D20 from the, the ones that come with. See, like, look at this. The ones that come with bundles and whatnot. So, and that's okay. I guess I'm just being a douchebag because I'm judging this exclusively from the perspective of someone that, Magic the Gathering, which, to be honest, it's fair because, well, they advertise this for Magic and Commander, guys, which is crazy. So they know what they are doing. That side with the other side with 6 compartments for 6 commander decks, and well, 1 divided in 2, so 7, I guess. They know exactly what they are doing. So these ones fit perfectly, by the way, in case it is not clear. Like normal D20s, the one that comes with pre-release, just fit perfectly. Then the compartments are what they are, right? Like you can just put anything you want in here. But this is also for other board games, right? So putting all the counters and the little things, that will be great. So overall, Is it worth it? Well, I gotta be honest. I like this freaking thing a lot, and a lot more than I will care to admit. Now, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is price. It's basically price and colors. So this is the colors that I like the most, but there is one that is basically black and transparent, I guess. So this part is transparent and this part is black, and the other is black and green, which is actually pretty cool as well. I just couldn't get my hands on it. And these colors, I like them a lot. They also did this for the professor's Tolarian box, and I like this color combination. So what is the problem? The MSRP for this is $60, 60 buckaroos, or 55 euros. And I have mixed feelings here, right? On one side, I agree with the price. On the other, I don't agree with the price. So I guess you need to take into account multiple things, right? Like, obviously, I'm reviewing the Barbie model, which I like a lot, unironically, but the black and green is cool as fuck too, right? So you can get that one too and be a man, and that's okay. And the design is just very practical and very cool. Plus, you get a freaking strap in case you want to carry that with you. This just fits in your trunk. You could fit this in a backpack, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, this is a thing that you carry alongside your backpack, aka with the straps. But it's square, but it works. This thing makes it look like a castle. I love the naming. The naming makes sense. Now, $60 can be a lot. $60, 55 euros can be perceived as a lot, but when you start comparing with other things, not so much. And let me show you my setup for a point of comparison. So I like this thing. The only thing for me is that it only carries 6 and 1 divided into commander decks, right? So as we saw, oops, wrong side. I guess that's why they have these symbols here. I guess a better thing would be to have the symbols here, but whatever. See, like 6 commander decks plus 1 divided in 2, so 7. That's cool. Mathematically, let's be honest, you don't need more than 7 commander decks when you go to a game night. Don't be like me. But if you want to be like me, that's where my problems start, because I look at that and I compare that with my setup. How is my setup? I actually carry not 1, but 2 bags. I think I showed this already in the past, but this is the Kaiba suitcase. By the way, those aren't scratches. That's a plastic film that it has. I can remove the plastic film and that disappears. But as you can see, I keep this. Even the thing is sleeved. This is a suitcase for tools that I bought in a hardware store, like we do for most of these things. Let me pull up the camera. It would be foolish for us to not acknowledge that this thing exists as an answer to that Stanley case that everyone uses. And why everyone uses that? Because it's more or less cheap and it fits the cards in there and it works, right? And my logic with this was the same. This is from a brand called Dexter, which, for better or worse, has nothing to do with either the animated show or the series about the serial killer that is kind of good until the 4th season, and then it becomes very weird. And then it had a resurrection, the resurrection is the current one, which I'm not saying because I traumatized by that, but then it had like the New Blood thing that it was just awful. It's like, how can you do the worst finale on TV twice? It's crazy, but I won't digress. The thing is, Dexter is just a brand that is in Europe. I guess you have things like this in your countries. And, it has a thing for keys, and it has for straps too. It comes with straps for you to carry this thing over. Now, this thing is crazy heavy because it's loaded, but make no mistake, this thing will be crazy too. Not crazy heavy, but it will be heavy when you load it with 7 commander decks and a bunch of accessories, and it will sound like maracas too. So you open this, right? And this is what I want to show you. You open this, and this is the Kaiba thing. This is what dreams are made of. So depending on the era that I am in, by the way, if you can find me the Ultra Pro deck box for Cloud, I will be very grateful, because that's the only one that I'm missing and my heart suffers. But I keep renewing this with the precons that I buy to play with my friends and then do the reviews in this channel. So And whenever I have the Ultra Pro boxes, I buy them because my OCD gets happy because, you know, you have the commander here and whatnot. But when I don't, as you can see, it fits boulders too perfectly, right? The only difference is that between having the boulders and not having the boulders is that these ones also fit the tokens inside, and this one doesn't. So the tokens have to be somewhere else. So before this, when I don't want to carry 16 commander decks, which, let's be honest, it's kind of an overkill. But in my case, the justification that I can give you is that I provide decks for the entire group. So we play with the precons to test or with custom decks that I have or whatnot. Normally, this row is the one that has the tokens and the dice and whatnot, right? But this, in this case, is all full of cards. I love it. And then on this side, you have pockets for things. And most importantly, I have here my playmats. So I have 2 playmats here, but you can put up to 4 or even 5 if you want to squeeze them. And that's it. And that's my case. Now, it's heavy, it's sexy, and I like it. And then if that case is full of things, I need to have one for tokens and whatnot. So I have this, which is the usual, is what most people do, right? Well, maybe not to this extent because I look like a freaking serial killer, but this, like all the tokens, all the things, you know, those cardboard things that no one uses that come with bundles and whatnot, I do use them. And they are very useful for you to quickly mark on, you know, on the table, like, oh, this one is stun, this one is like, has a shield, a double strike and whatnot. Things that normally you memorize, but now you can do them, and you have space for cards and whatnot. For example, you can see that here I have the tokens for the cloud deck because I don't have where to fit them as the suitcase is in, right? So this is not a video about my setup. I can go more in detail about my setup in a different video if you want. Why I'm saying this is because, yes, that metal suitcase for tools was a lot cheaper than $60. And this divider thing, which, to be honest, is the same logic, really. Like, it just works. This divider thing is a lot cheaper than $60. So I guess that you could say that between the two of them, I get 2 things, and it's still cheaper than $60. However, and that's like a fallacy that we can say here, we can be like, well, I can get a lot cheaper on a tooling store or whatever. If you can get that specific Stanley toolbox that I can't get my hands on for reasons, but I guess yes, if it's cheaper than $60. But for example, the problem with my setup, besides being a setup that is worthy of a psychopath, is that I need to provide the deck boxes for my cards. I need to provide the thing, you know, I need to provide the deck boxes for my cards. Whereas here, god damn it, they really should put like a symbol here instead of the Gamegenic logo. But here you don't need to provide a deck box. They give you the deck box. So this is more of a right off the box solution. And if you want to be, you know, it's like, oh well, you buy the suitcase, you buy 6 boulders. Maybe 7, because 7, right? Buy 7 boulders. Each boulder is like $8. Well, but you don't need boulders. You can buy the Ultra Pro deck boxes, the cheap ones. It's like, well, that's like $4 per thing. So, you know, 4, 5, 6, depending on when and where you buy them. So let's say 5. $35 just on the Ultra Pro boxes, plus the suitcase itself. So I'm not trying to simp here for Gamegenic, but basically what I'm trying to say is like, yes, this is expensive as a solution, but it's a all-in-one solution. It's like a right-off-the-box solution. You don't need to do anything. It just works. The only setup that you need to do is if you want to put a strap on it or not. Like you go here, you have your 6 commander decks, which I hope you have different color sleeves because otherwise you need to go see like what your commander is. But you have 6, 7 decks. And then on the other side, so single carrying case, you don't need to do 2 like I do. To be honest, I do 2 because I carry 16 decks, but you know. And then here you can have all your tokens, die, counters, +1/+1, all that shit. You can have all that stuff in there. So not bad. So verdict. This thing is sturdy. It gives that plasticky feeling even more in these colors. In these colors, it looks like a Barbie playhouse, but it gives a plasticky look, but it gives a sturdy look. Like you can try and squeeze this thing like a burn. And this thing is not giving in. This thing is very strong, and the latches are doing all the heavy lifting so that you can just shake it and do crazy shit with it, and it won't give in. So it will get scratches, but whatever. In that case, by the way, this color may be the best one for scratches because you won't see most of them because of white. The black one, you will see most of the scratches. But if you want an all-in-one solution that is very sturdy, and it's like not only designed for Magic, but for other things, but likely, obviously, the main target here was Magic players, I think this is good and right off the box, and it works, right? So it gets my approval. Obviously, as with everything in life, if you can get it for less than MSRP, right? So 55 euros, $60, the better, right? Like, obviously, I could be sitting here and telling you like, well, $30 would be the ideal price, but that wouldn't be fair. This thing is very well made. It even gives you this option. I want to reinforce that they didn't have any need to do this. It could be just like a suitcase, and that's it. And it's, plug and play. Just put your commander decks and go. And it's very compact. Again, it's smaller than my deck box. Again, yes, 6 decks or 7 versus 16, sure, plus playmats and all that. So I guess to each its own, to each their own, right? But it just works. So in my case, that I have that setup, I will be considering this for quicker trips, for smaller trips, for smaller events, for things where I don't need to go, carrying all my weapons like War Machine or something. This is just what I need. And even for you to have in your house as a thing that is like, oh, want to play Commander or want to play whatever, it's like, cool. And it's basically like a great board game setup. You open, grab your cards, distribute them, close it, turn it on the side, and then have it like this. And people can grab their counters and all that stuff, or just remove the trays, and because we didn't go into that, but like remove the trays and then close the thing and get it out of the way. So it's very modular. It's very good, and you can just buy a silo and just mix and match. If you want to see a review of a silo, link in the corner. So overall, I think is good. I think it's a very good Gamegenic project and product, and has my thumbs up. But let me know. Let me know your comments and your opinions down below. And as usual, thank you very much for your time. I hope this review was useful for you. And I hope to see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, because I need to say that, because otherwise YouTube will hit me. Bye.